The energy has been absolutely crazy. With the planetary shifts that's been happening, we're all feeling this energy. Now, there are many people that don't understand, they don't know what it is. But whether you are tapped in or not, you are picking up on this energy, okay? Now, I want to talk first about those that are in the spiritual community that have undergone their spiritual awakening, that's on their spiritual journey. So, if you have been feeling some anxiety, you have been feeling overwhelmed, you just been feeling a very dense, thick energy, then this is definitely for you, because this is what everybody is feeling right now. We are experiencing the macrocosm and the microcosm all blended together. So we know that the micro is part of the macrocosm. We understand that part. But what some of us don't understand is the significance of these planetary shifts and how they are affecting the energy right now. Okay, this was an energetic shift that happened very quick, very fast. For a lot of us, we were not expecting this energy so quickly. I knew that this energy was coming in, but I didn't know it was coming in so swiftly. And I definitely did not really believe that it would be as heavy as it is. And this is a very heavy, heavy energy. Now, for those that are not a part of the spiritual community, that really doesn't know what's going on with the planetary shifts and any of that, they are undergoing the same emotional stresses that the collective is going through, but their way of handling it is going to be devastating. We see right now that there are people who are depressed. There are people that are just, they're really, it's like they're having a mental health breakdown. We see people exploding with anger. I've observed in my personal life a lot of people just really, it's like a volcano that's erupting. That's their emotional state. And with myself and some of my friends that are also part of the spiritual community, because we are aware of the energy, how dense and thick it is, it's easier for us to navigate through this time because we understand what this timing is about. So I'm going to talk a little bit about why this is happening. All of this dense, thick energy is really coming through our subconscious. All the things that we have been resisting, the things that we have been not wanting to pay attention to, all of that is coming out. That is coming out to our consciousness, and it's being forced out, and it's something we can no longer hide or distract ourselves from. It is something that is being pushed out in our 3D physical reality for us to deal with it, because we are transitioning from the 3D to the 5D. So we can't carry those issues that is in our subconsciousness right now. We can't carry it to the 5D. We can't carry it to the new earth. Okay? So it is being forced out of our subconscious for us to pay attention to it. If you're a chosen one, a star seed, a light worker, healer, it's very, very important that you pay attention to what's going on right now, because we are manifesting at the speed of lightning right now. We are having to take responsibility for our thoughts and our emotions at this time. And this is something that we've been told forever. But it's very, very important. It's very, very significant at this time that we actually pay attention to our thoughts and our emotions. Because with this dense, thick energy, it's very easy for us to be carried away down the rabbit hole with the rest of the people that are still sleeping, that are not woke. So it's very important for us to also positively affirm. Remember that fear is false evidence appearing real. It's very important for us to not be moved by any form of fear. When I was praying to God about all of this, trying to understand what this was all about, this is when this message began to be channeled unto me. And I heard the words that when depth arises, the solution arises too. Okay, so depth is talking about problems, issues, and concerns that even though a lot of y'all are experiencing, it seemed like out of the blue problems and issues, all of a sudden everything is coming at you at one time during this time period in this energy. The solution is also showing itself as well. So don't pay attention to the issues or the problems that's showing up right now in your reality as much as the solution. It's very important for y'all to look for the solution at this time, because there is a solution that has been presented to you at this time. I also heard that the chosen ones are free. Okay, if we are a chosen one, a star seed, a light worker, a healer, it means that we are spiritually free. And if we are spiritually free, then we must also be free in our realities. So this is very significant, because we can't carry those issues, those problems into the next timeline. We can't. So that is why all of this negativity, all of these issues and problems are arising right now for us to address it and to deal with it now. It's important for us to understand that this is not something that we can put off for a later date. This is something that if we don't deal with it now, the problem is only going to get worse. And I was even telling my God, thank you. I'm grateful. When I began to understand it, I was telling God, thank you, that I'm very grateful. Because if I had not seen the problems and the issues that came up right now, this would have really caused a big problem for me later on. It would have been devastating for me later on. And that is something that y'all are experiencing as well. Now, to define it, I'm going to give some examples. For example, you went to the doctor for your regular checkup and you found out that you have high cholesterol. You might have thought that you had no physical issues and you found out you had high cholesterol. Now that might have been devastating to you, because you're like, hey, I work out, I go to the gym, I eat clean, whatever it is, and then you discover that you had high cholesterol. Now, the beautiful thing about it is it was exposed now, because if you had not seen it now, but later, that could have been after you had a heart attack. Could be the same thing with blood pressure. Didn't know your blood pressure was real high. You went to the doctor, found out. It's better to catch those type of issues early than later on. Maybe you found out that there was something that you were owing. Some of y'all might have found out that y'all had a warrant that y'all didn't even know about. And it's good that y'all found out y'all had the warrant, versus later on down the line, maybe you get stopped by a police officer because they said you were speeding, and then you end up going to jail because you had a warrant. This is the kind of thing that is being exposed. It's not a bad thing, y'all. This is a blessing. And I just use those as examples. There are many, many examples. But I know that this will help y'all understand where I'm coming from. This thick, dense energy that y'all are experiencing right now, this is temporary. It's not permanent, it's temporary. But it's easier for you to navigate through it when you understand the purpose of why it's here. Now, this is a very uncomfortable energy. It's a very, very uncomfortable energy. It doesn't feel good to be in this energy. I have had to do things for the past couple of days that I was very uncomfortable doing. But I did it anyways. So even if you feel uncomfortable taking care of some of this stuff, do it anyways, because it's going to benefit you later on. Now is the time to also release and let stuff go. This is a message that goes all across the board. There are a lot of things that we need to let go. Some stuff we thought we had let go, but we didn't. And those things were in our subconscious mind, and they were guiding certain steps and movements that we've been making, which have been causing blockages. For example, for those who were in toxic relationships in the past, they had bad experiences in relationships, in love. Okay, maybe you were asking for and looking for a new relationship to be in love again, but because you didn't release the past and let it go, that has been blocking you from moving forward in your reality. Okay, so those are the kind of things that we are going to see coming up. Now, a lot of your exes, people that you were connected with in the past, whether it was romantically or with a family member or with a friend, they are starting to show back up. Now, these people are starting to show back up because for some of y'all, it is a test to see if you're really done with the past. For some of y'all, it's so they can see the changes and the transitions that have already happened in your life. It is God's will for the people that you have crossed paths with in your life to see where you are now versus where you was back then. You are a part of their spiritual awakening. There is nobody that you've connected with by accident. Nobody. Everybody you've come across, they are you pushed out. Okay, everybody you come cross paths with, they are you pushed out. Based on the situations, the circumstances, and the conditions that they're in, if you had been in those same situations, circumstances, and conditions, you would look like that, act like that, behave like that. And they are showing you what it would look like, sound like, and be like if you had not grown, transitioned, become illuminated, evolved. So everybody coming across your path is you being pushed out. Is if you are a person, which if you are a chosen one, a starseed, a light worker, a healer, that means you are walking in love. Y'all are seeing people in y'all reality that's the opposite of you. That is what it looks like if you were on the other side. Duality. Okay? So we are constantly learning and observing different aspects of who we are. We are going to see that during this energy. Okay, we are going to see it and we are going to experience it. Now, I want y'all to try your best to not get involved with the people who have chosen to fight against this energetic shift. What I see is not what I want to see. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes we want to be all love and light. Sometimes we want to be unicorns and rainbows. But what we see with our third eye, what we channel from the divine is a totally opposite thing. We are going to hear about some pretty catastrophic things happening during this time and within this energy, because we can no longer push back and push down all this subconscious poison. We are being purged. That is why this is called the collective awakening. We are being purged at this particular point in time. And there are people who are going to resist it at all costs. Y'all have experienced that in y'all life where y'all have come to people and y'all tried to warn them and they refuse to take heed to that warning because they did not want to look at the man in the mirror. This is a time and a season, collective, where you're going to have to free yourself. The choice and the decision is in your hands, okay? If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time.